and you didn't like how our show rose. But like I told her on the show, you're on our platform for a reason. You know, we were popping. Like, we were the it girls. So, you know, I just wish that it was the same respect that she had on the other platform with the girls. Let them be themselves, and then you chime in on whatever you want to chime in. But if you're going to stand on something, stand on it all the way. That's what I believe.
Girl, I feel you on that. And I completely agree with you. Because if you really feel like, okay, this is what I stand for, then you stick beside it. If not, then you just full of shit.
Right.
You're full of shit. And it has to be the fact that she was just mad that you guys weren't Hollywood actresses or even musicians or whatever, but was outshining her. Gotta be. You know, I honestly just dealt with something similar to that this week, where a content creator is upset that I'm doing a show possibly on the same network as them, and because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do by promoting and giving little teasers here and there and doing what I'm doing, they upset and want to say, oh, I'm supposed to be Queen B, and if you're working with Queen C, I'm not fucking with y'all. I said, what? Hold up. See, that seems like jealousy in your heart, because we're supposed to be on the same side and win together, not separate. You feel me?
Right.
And I feel like that was the ultimate problem. She was mad that you were winning. You winning too. You were part of it too. What's wrong? What's wrong?
And in actuality, you know, I told her I used to like her. I loved Queens of Comedy and things like that. But after that, I was like, nah, I don't like that. Right. It's not just a show. We're using our real names on Charm School. It wasn't like Flavor of Love. And I felt disrespected. I felt attacked. I didn't feel other girls were treated the way I was. Some girls did get, to be honest, you know, some girls did get called whores and different things like that. But I just felt we should have been given more respect than what we were given, especially when I see years later you respecting women that are cursing each other out in your face, and you say not 2 words, but years previous you had so much to say. You know what I'm saying? Belittling us.
Well, this is why you rose, regardless of all the hate, regardless of how hard they put you through those hurdles on that show. You still made it towards the end. You see what I'm saying? You still got so far.
Well, I left Charm School.
I know,
but
I know, but you made it far. You made it far.
Yeah, I possibly could have won. All the girls were saying we knew that you were going to win, because Monique was saying, I guess they were saying Monique said that I remind her of herself.
Wow.
But I don't believe that. I don't know what to believe at this point. But when I see people that are, I guess, what's the word? Protesting for others to give them an apology, and they have never apologized to the people they've done something to, I have a problem with that.
Wow. I hear that one. That's what I'm talking about. Well, you know, would you ever consider doing another Charm School?
No.
Why not?
Really think that I didn't even know that was going to be Charm School, for the record. I was told that it was going to be, which is crazy, it was going to be like The Apprentice.
What?
Yeah, and we were going to win a real job with Kimora Lee Simmons. That's what I was told. It was going to be like, you know how Baby Fat was hot back then? That's what they told me. When I got there, that's why I'm standing there looking crazy, because Monique comes out. I had no clue she was the host. I didn't have a problem at that moment because nothing had happened yet.
Right.
But it was just like Charm School. I had no clue that we were on Charm School. In my eyes, it should have been something more so like Bad Girls Club. It should have been more so us in a house doing our own thing and getting to know who each individual woman was on that show. That's how I felt.
So you feel like, okay, they just switched it all up on you and put you on the spot, huh? Okay.
I think it was more so a shock, like, why are we on Charm School? But then I was like, okay, maybe they're just thought it was a cute storyline because we were the real bad girls. You know what I'm saying? So I said maybe that's what they thought. But then when all the other stuff that we were being called was just crazy. Like just the whole, you know, oh, disgrace to black women. But then you have friends that are hoes who are out here that I've actually got into, we've been at it in the DMs.
Girl.
Who have talked about us on reality, but then they trying to do reality and couldn't make it. Yeah, so this particular lady know exactly who she is. She too old to be arguing with me for Monique. Couldn't even last on one show.
Wow. If y'all know who she's talking about, put it in the comments. You know, we like to start up the thing. We like to start. Put it in the comments if y'all know who she's talking about. You know, can we all just get along? That's what I say.
Right.
Can we all just get along? Okay, so going back, because you talked about being in the doctor's office, I remember seeing a video on YouTube of you talking about having a situation with your uterus where you had, I don't know if it was called fibroids. Because I know my sister suffers from fibroids. I know it's a serious matter. It is cancerous, you know, and luckily.
Oh, really? Well, mine were non.
Luckily, you didn't have the one that can cause cancer.
Right.
And it's something that's very touchy for me, because when you talk about that, it's like it's so close to your ovaries and whatnot. And I'm sure that was so scared for you, especially when you were pregnant with your third child, right?
Yes. So my journey with fibroids was, I knew that this was going to happen only because my grandmother told me that they had issues with it and it runs in the family. But you know how somebody tells you something, you're younger, so you're not really thinking about it until it happens.
Right.
So when it happened, I kind of was okay with it. I prayed about it. And I was okay with it because I was just like, I'm just going to trust God with the situation. Whatever happens, happens. So the first time, because I've had 2 procedures. The first time they went through the belly button, which is a myomectomy, and it leaves no scars because they go through there and then sew you back up and you're good. But the second time they had to actually do an open myomectomy where they cut you like a C-section.
Damn.
And that's the one I actually was scared because I've had all my kids natural.
Oh, wow.
So I've never been cut, you know, and that was like so scary for me. I'm like, what if something happens?
Right.
Or anything, but everything went great. They were saying the reason for the open one and I couldn't get the first procedure again was because they were too big. The fibroids were too big, and on that video I showed what the doctor sent me of what they look like inside and the centimeters, and so
wow.
Hopefully
did it shock you how big it was?
No.
Only because
I think so, but not like people think, like not to the touch, but like inside, because when I got pregnant, my uterus was already 5 months pregnant with them before my baby. So I actually was going to get it done, and they said I was pregnant, so I couldn't get it done. So I actually that's how they knew. They had did the
ultrasound.
Not the ultrasound, the MRI, because they always do that before surgery. And that's when I think like 3 months later they found out. They said, oh, you're pregnant. You're going to have to wait until you have the baby. So I asked them, would it be okay? Like,
right.
You know.
Because it could burst.
Right. Anything.
Right.
Squish. I'm thinking it could probably squish the baby because my uterus is already 5 months pregnant with them. So they were like, you'll be fine. But I was nervous because, you know, doctors are always going to tell you that.
Right.
So I didn't know, you know, what to expect. That was that last pregnancy was kind of the hardest because they couldn't find the heartbeat at times.
Oh, geez.
But it was there. But because of the fibroids, but, you know, you being pregnant, you don't know that. They're just like, oh, we don't hear the heartbeat, and you panic. Like, so that's what I mean by all I had to do was pray. And thank God my baby is safe and healthy.
Thank God for that.
He just graduated from pre-K actually today.
Oh, so, congratulations. I know that must make you proud. Every accolade it's such a good celebration for sure.
Right.
I have a guest in the audience because, you know, now we're starting these, allowing the guests to come and ask questions and speak their experiences with anything they hear on the show. I would like to bring up who we got here. And let's see. Oh, we got Sheila White. Miss Sheila Wright, when it come on over. So it's crazy, right? When I was watching some of the videos on you, she was in the room. She's like, oh my goodness, I went through that. I experienced that. I was like, oh my gosh, I would love for you to come up and tell me about this experience and, you know, talk to you too about what she went through. Yes, come on over right here. You can be camera 3. And into the mic. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Okay. So Sheila, when I brought up that video, how did it make you feel when she was talking about her experience with the uterus fibroids?
Well, I experienced it as well. I like to let her know that usually 80% of women may experience fibroids. That is something that's one of the statistics. And I am a big believer in the Bible, and it talks about the woman with the issue of blood. And the woman with the issue of blood most likely had fibroids. So they talked about how she bled for 12 years. I had the experience of bleeding for 18 years.
Wow.
And so I had that fibroid. The fibroids was extremely large. They had to do the surgery too, but mine grew through my uterus. I had a fibroid that was so large that they had to get a stomach specialist as well as the OBGYN doctor to do that type of surgery because of how large it was and how many years I experienced that. My hemoglobin count was a 6.1. Most women or most people have hemoglobin, a blood count of anywhere between 11.0 to 16.0.
Wow, so it's so low.
So I was walking around with less